Welcome back to another episode of Cheezy Reacts, where I take a look at the latest trending news in the interweb. And here's my honest reaction of what's going on in the Twitch scene. What the hell are you guys doing? So if you missed it, a streamer by the name of Emiru, one that's pretty well established in the scene, was assaulted by a creepy fan during her meet and greet at Twitchcon. So Twitchcon is a huge convention where all the biggest streamers go and all the fans go and they do meet and greets and stuff. And this fan just kind of casually walked through several security checkpoints apparently and tried to give her an unsolicited kiss or a hug, and some people were even saying that they saw a knife on him. Now thankfully her security came in and pushed the guy away, albeit a little late, but thankfully nothing terrible happened, no one was severely hurt. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. Emiru made a statement on Twitter a day after saying that she thanked everyone for checking in and showed off a glaring issue in terms of security. So apparently, the guy was able to make it through several different barriers at TwitchCon and in front of other creators' meet and greet to go up to her and do this. They even failed to do what they were supposed to after the incident. She said, there were at least 3 or 4 other TwitchCon security staff in the area who did not react and let the guy walk away, as you can see in the clip. Apparently after the incident, only her manager and her friend were the only people who checked up on her. None of the TwitchCon staff came to ask what happened or if I was okay. She also said, my friend who was present told me Twitch security were also behind the booth afterwards, joking about how they didn't even see what happened and immediately laughing and moving on to talking about something else. But perhaps the worst part about all this, as she relays in the statement, is that the guy wasn't even detained or anything like that. They said that he was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear he was caught until hours after he attacked me, she said in her quote. And you can see it in the video, he kind of walked off, but apparently nothing happened to him until after the fact. So really a terrible response, and really concerning that this person was able to go through all that security, do that, and almost get away scot-free without any kind of detainment or anything in the moment, at least what she is alleging. Now, if you think that's bad, wait until you hear this. So Emiru talked a little bit about it on her stream, and this is where things get very good. So apparently her manager was very upset with how Twitch handled it, obviously, and she was really pressing them on what they were going to do. And this is what they told her.
My manager comes back to me and she's upset because I noticed a lot of negligence around the event and I'm not happy with the way that they're handling it now. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I asked them, what are they gonna do about this? And you know what they said initially? They said, oh, well, he's banned from the platform for 30 days.
Yeah, this is diabolical and honestly laughable. I don't know in what world there's not a criminal charge or anything against him immediately, detainment, and a perma-ban from any and all Twitch events. People like this should be punished. Now, notice how she said initially. So, I couldn't find any information on what the current penalty is for this person, but one thing is for sure, Emiru is indeed pressing charges against this fan that assaulted her. But in terms of Twitch, in terms of Amazon, whoever was directly involved in this, their initial response to it is crazy. Banning someone off the platform that has absolutely no real life consequence or any kind of penalty. That, and 30 days too, such a low amount, that's a slap in the face of what happened, It's absolutely diabolical and crazy that you can actually do this and not even get permaban from the platform and from any event or going to it. That's the first response. And they have a no tolerance policy and everything, and I don't really know what they were doing. And it sounds like security was at a very minimum in this event, apparently, other than the obvious metal detectors and stuff like that. Thank God nothing horrible happened. But again, the fact that he's able to get through all these people, through all several different security checkpoints, nobody saying, where are you going? Where, and nobody standing by stopping people from just going wherever they want. It seemed like it was just kind of wherever you wanted to go. And then this happens, and then they just do, okay, they kind of laugh it off. And who knows if they would have done or said anything, because Twitch did put out a response to this. And who knows what would have happened if they maybe didn't press for this, or maybe there wasn't footage of this or anything. Would they even have done anything? You know, and this definitely sets a precedent for them. Now, this is just from the information that we have and the evidence that we have provided to us through clips and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of the actual TwitchCon event, but who knows? But ultimately, it's a horrible look on Twitch, which leads us to the CEO, Dan Clancy. So the story doesn't end here. Apparently, he came out and made a response to this in a video, in a interview with Taylor Lorenz, and he basically just gave a cookie cutter response, you know, saying like, this shouldn't have happened, and that it's kind of complicated and they're looking into it. Take a listen.
Now, what happened yesterday obviously was something that we care deeply about, securing this environment. You know, we're looking very closely at everything that happened there, and I care deeply about Emmy. She's a friend of mine, and so I want to see how we can support her. This is just something we have to keep working on. I think everyone identifies our tools in terms of trust and safety as the leaders in the industry about helping creators, but that means there's always more work to be done.
So very, you know, cookie cutter political response from any CEO, very just right in the middle, not saying too much information or making any promises or anything like that. So I don't expect anything else from a company CEO. But apparently, while all this was happening, while I guess they were trying to figure out what was going to happen to this guy and stuff, apparently, allegedly, again, I'm not saying this, and she also says it in this clip, but apparently he was out partying, or some of the Twitch people were out in some kind of influencer party of some kind. Obviously, there's no proof that he was there or not.
I'm not gonna drop names here because I wasn't there, so I didn't.
That's who they were.
But I had multiple people tell me that key Twitch representatives last night were out partying.
She's speaking about Dan Clancy himself, by the way.
But in this clip, Asmongold kind of jokes about it being Dan Clancy at the party, but that's neither here nor there when it comes to what happened. Again, thankfully, nothing horrible happened, but their responses to this have just been truly awful. And for such a company that has a big double standard in a lot of things and really tries to be the good guy in a lot of things, they continue to mess up. And this statement and this response to this event was absolutely atrocious on so many levels. But yeah, I mean, as you can see though, not a huge fan of Twitch myself. They've done a lot of things over the years and have a lot of hypocrisy and double standards when it comes to certain creators. I feel like certain creators are definitely sheltered and devoid of any kind of penalty or any kind of consequence, while others are definitely more penalized. But this is, again, irrelevant to what happened. Hopefully Twitch learns from this and tightens up on their security, or at least has people funneling in or stopping certain people from going wherever they want. If that was the case, clearly it was in this moment. But thankfully, nothing horrible happened, and it's a learning experience. But what do you think below? What do you think about all this? What do you think about Twitch? Let me know below, and if you made it this far in the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and that's the way the muffin crumbles.